Hey guys, welcome back for another video. We got a good one prepared today. What we'll be doing is we'll be breaking down our round 2 matchups we have coming up for the 2024 college football season. But what we're going to be focusing on is our Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Oregon Ducks round 2 matchup we have. Round 1 is going to be in the books. We're going to break down this next game, try to predict the outcome. Who's going to win, who's going to lose, what the final score will be, and we'll also be touching on the best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments about this game or anything else, please drop them below and I will respond. We are going over every matchup for the entire college football playoff season, as well as every single bowl game, breaking them down, trying to predict the outcome. And we also do the same thing every week for every NFL game as well. The final season, it's almost over for college football, and the regular season is coming to a close for NFL football. There's a lot going on in the football world. If you're a football fan, if you're a sports fan, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it's Buckeyes versus Ducks. It's Big Ten on Big Ten. I feel really bad for Oregon, the number 1 seed, the only undefeated team left in all of Division I college football. And they got the hardest path to make the national championship right now. This is going to be the Rose Bowl. It's going to be in California. It's going to be in Oregon's backyard. But we know the Buckeyes fans, they travel well. It's probably going to be a 50-50 split here with the fan attendance. Right now, you have number 8 Ohio State Buckeyes, 11-2. They didn't make the Big Ten championship, but no matter what, we know how close they played Oregon the first time they played them this season. That was a 1-point loss. A lot of weird, suspicious clock things happened there. Howard forgot about the time on the clock. That was also Ryan Day's fault. They should have had things better lined up, but great game planning for Dan Lanning there to be able to pull that win out at the very end. They're going to be playing number 1 Oregon Ducks, undefeated, 13-0. But right now, it's the Ducks, the number 1 team, the number 1 overall seed, who come into this game as the underdogs. The Buckeyes have a 53.6% chance to win this game. They are 2.5-point favorites. The over-under is 55.5. There's going to be some points scored in this game. No doubt this is going to be a higher scoring game. Yes, it could potentially be a lower scoring line of scrimmage type game, but I think both of these offenses are going to be able to move the ball at will. This game's going to go down to the fourth quarter, could go down to the very final possession, just like the round 1 game did. Looking at the Buckeyes, this is the number 3 overall talented roster according to ESPN, with a legit great coaching staff. Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, Knowles, they have the offense, they have the defense, they have the number 1 overall defense in all of college football. They brought back 8 starters from the number 3 defense last season, and they added to it in the portal. They get after it, top 10 in sacks, top 10 in tackles for a loss, top 10 in quarterback pressures. They're going to be led by their linebacker core and their defensive line. Where their weakness is on their offensive line. As of right now, they're down about 2 or 3 starters on the offensive line. So how does that affect the run game in this matchup? They are coming out of thrashing the Tennessee Volunteers. We did pick them to win big versus Tennessee. That did materialize, but can they get that run game consistency going this game? Worked last week, but are they going to be able to carry that momentum into this next matchup coming up on New Year's? Right now, the Buckeyes, Howard's going to be leading the way at the quarterback position. He's closing in on 3,200 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, 9 picks. He also has 7 touchdowns on the ground. This is a mobile quarterback. He can sling it, but it's what he can do with his legs, extending plays, getting out of pressure. Oregon, really good athletic defensive line. They're going to be coming after him the whole game. They're going to be testing that offensive line, the patchworked offensive line. Can they hold up? Can they buy him time? And how does he perform with playmakers in his face? Right now, the Buckeyes are averaging 36 points a game, throwing for 264.9, running for 168.2, only giving up 11.4 points per game. Like I said, number 1 in the country, and they're only giving up 262 offensive yards every single game, 161.6 through the air. That's a top 5 secondary in the nation, and they're also only giving up 101.1 on the ground. That is a top 20 rush defense. Looking at the Ducks, they have 15-year senior Dylan Gabriel here. He's closing in on 3,600 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks. He has 7 rushing touchdowns to go with that. He is also a mobile guy. He's not a running quarterback, but he is mobile. He is athletic. He can take off. If you flush him out of the pocket, he can take off, but we know how talented the Ohio State defense is. They get after it. They are quick sideline to sideline. Can they bottle him up, keep him into the pocket, force them into 3rd and long situations? Right now, Oregon They're averaging 35.9 per game, throwing for 286.2, running for 171.8, only giving up 17.8 points a game. The defense isn't as good as the Buckeyes, but still, it's a top 20 defense in all of college football. They get after it. They have the number 6 overall roster, according to ESPN. Both of these teams extremely talented. Both of these teams have a lot of the same strengths, a lot of the same weaknesses. As of right now, the weakness for the Buckeyes is that offensive line, which is going to potentially affect the run game. Very talented 1-2 running back combo. And for Oregon, they're going to have the defense. They're going to have the run game. They have the wide receiver core. You probably have to give a very slight edge to the Ohio State wide receiver core. But Oregon in the nation is right there as a close second or third overall wide receiver core in the nation. Running back, the edge probably goes to the Buckeyes. Defensive line could go either way. I'd probably go with Oregon just slightly. Offensive line, I would obviously go with Oregon. So you see how evenly matched this game is. Personally, I don't want to go anywhere near this game. These teams are practically the same. They practically have the same offense. They almost have the same type of defense. Both extremely talented, well-coached teams. Looking at the playmakers for the Buckeyes, obviously you have Howard, you have Quinton Junkins, you have Henderson, one of the best 1-2 running back combos. They're going to be cycling those guys in, giving them carries, keeping their legs fresh. You have to keep up with the Buckeyes. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 quarters of smash mouth football. What separated them apart from that Michigan game, which is where you saw the Buckeyes play at their lowest, and the Tennessee game, where you saw them play at their highest, was they attacked vertically through the air this past weekend. They became a pass-happy team, spread the field with the deepest wide receiver core in the nation. Who can guard them? Egbuka, Smith, multiple playmakers. Both of those guys are first-round draft picks right now. Makes it very hard to cover them in the secondary. Ohio State, you have to attack Oregon the same way. You have to attack them vertically through the air. And for Oregon, obviously Dylan Gabriel, Jordan James closing in on 1,300 rushing yards. They have Johnson. They have Stewart, also an extremely talented wide receiver core. They want to attack you on the ground, but they also want to hit you through the air. Both of these teams, if you get the run game going, you're going to open up that deep play action passing down the field. It's hard to beat a good team twice. You hear that saying all the time. It's not really hard to beat a good team twice. It's hard to game plan for the same team twice. Both teams know what worked last time. Both teams know what did not work last time. How do both adapt, especially after Oregon saw what the Buckeyes did this past weekend? Can the Buckeyes catapult, use that momentum to carry them into this game? Can they keep that same game plan going forward? But Oregon's also seen the game plan. They know that the Buckeyes came to them wanting to attack deep bombs vertically down the field. So how do they adapt? And then how do the Buckeyes counter that? It's going to be a chess game back and forth. So who do we have winning this game? Like I said, I don't personally want to go anywhere near this game betting-wise. It's a 50-50, practically a pick-em to me. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the Oregon again winning round 2 in a very close one here. 34-28. We're going to go with the plus 2.5. We're going to go with the over. If the Buckeyes win this game, I would in no way be surprised. I'm not even saying that Oregon's the better team. I think both of these teams are very evenly matched. It's practically a coin flip, but I'm going to go with Dan Lanning and the Ducks pulling this one out at the end of the fourth quarter. Guys, that's our breakdown for this matchup. That's our breakdown for the Rose Bowl Round 2 game. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I will respond. Thank you.